this is what it all comes down to. You've got 8 of the premier scratch players.
It's a hard pattern too. You need some pretty, adequate bowlers.
Good luck. Good ball.
Give it a shot.
Should be doing something.
Okay. Just like he drew it up. That will just about do it.
It's just nice to be back again.
The party certainly doesn't stop in Whitewater, Wisconsin.
This
247.
tournament live stream is a special presentation of Bowling with the FEF.
And we are just about ready for our championship matches here at the Big Ten Championship. We've waited all weekend for this.
Yeah.
We have seen some incredible action, and here we are. It's been a long weekend, a shorter weekend for some, but a long weekend for the teams that are remaining here on the lanes. Andrew Pfeffer, Joey Gluck here. Thanks for joining us. Bowling with the FEF, presenting the Big Ten Championships 25-26, presented by Storm and H5G. Joey, it is 2 varsity programs facing off on both the men's and women's side of things, and they certainly earned it. Purdue and Michigan State on both men's and women's. Purdue men's team with the long wait as the lone undefeated team. Michigan State on the women's side, the same. Long wait as the lone undefeated, and the opposite on men's and women's.
Yep.
Purdue women, Michigan State men are going to have to win twice in order to take the top prize.
They will. And it's challenging, right? So you come in, it's a best of 5, right? Yep. But if that team that's in the losers bracket wins in the best of 5, it then turns to a best of 3. So it can get very interesting very fast.
Yeah. So we started out with 5 team games, 5 traditional team games where match play wins were the first determinant of how everything was seeded. And we went through the process. We kind of action, and that is how it is going to be decided here in varsity competition. The teams have finished their 10 minutes of practice. They are huddling up, getting set for some last words of encouragement. They'll scream out some cheers, and then we will be underway. And if you see the Michigan State contingent is all gathering together kind of off to the left there. On either side of this, you've got the JV teams. Also competing for championships, Ohio State JV men, Purdue JV men, Ohio State JV women, and Michigan State JV women competing for titles in junior varsity as well. Purdue is the first to turn in their lineup card, and you're going to see a very different looking lineup than we've seen through most of this tournament. Josh Sachs, who really was toward the bottom in most of these events, is leading off for the Boilermakers.
When Purdue was bowling Penn State in their match to make it to the championship as through the winners bracket, Josh Sachs is the one who actually made the super washout in the 10th frame, and they needed all 5 of those pins for count to win that match by 1.
Again, if you're watching live, feel free to shout out the team or student athletes that you're cheering for in this. They love to see that stuff. I guarantee you some or all will be checking this out on replay. All right, an early strike for the Lady Spartans. Abby Barton starting things out that way. Haley Beers crossing over and leaving just the 5 pin. Both men's teams starting out spare. It's a 10 pin on the Michigan State side for Aiden Cooper. And the Boilers answer with a strike from Braden Alfrey.
This is the loudest this building's been since qualifying.
Yep. And with only 8 teams competing, you know they all mean business. It is up high for Castro. And left to 4-7 on the Michigan State side. Lincoln. I always struggle with that last name. Breshinen?
Maybe.
One of the ladies wrote it out for me very clearly in one of the previous rounds. Of course, what did I do with that piece of paper? There. Lincoln Breshisen. spare for Chloe Hickland. And the Purdue ladies go spare to start out their game one. Michigan State men going back-to-back opens, which is pretty uncharacteristic. Ian Kalinowski firing at a 3.610 and just getting the one, so that's 3 opens in a row.
And like I said, they lost in the first round to Purdue, and they had to win a lot to get back here.
They really did.
All in 3-game matches. So they've been in this position, and they've had to come back before. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. You got Cynthia Masternack, 22-15, saying go Michigan State. Kellogg Racing, once again, go green, lock in. Michigan State has had a wave of support on the live stream through the weekend as Purdue flexes their muscle with another strike coming off an open. And in the 7th, that would be Krupinski.
And I just looked back at the individual scores, and Krupinski did not bowl the first game, but then so came off the bench for the next 4 games and averaged 203.
Okay. That's a big number on this condition.
Yes.
If you didn't have a look at what it looks like on a graph, take a look at higherbarbowling.com/big-10-championship. Take a look. I don't feel like it truly reflects what it's like to play on this pattern, but it'll give you a sense of how much oil is out there in a house that traditionally hooks quite a bit. That oil has certainly neutralized a lot of that hook. And there's the two-hander, Gabe Castro. I'm sorry, that was not Gabe Castro. Lincoln Brashizan. No. Try again, Pfeffer. Aiden Cooper.
There we go. There we go.
I'm guessing Gabe Castro is not a two-hander?
Gabe Castro is a two-handed lefty.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And he's up right now for Purdue on lane 17.
And he got 9. Covered up the spare. So 123 through 8 with that spare up in the 9th. And if Brashizan can take down this spare, we're going to be in for another close finish here in game 1. And he missed it. So 127 through 9, which means Purdue is basically a frame ahead right now with Jack Conrad coming up for the 10th. And
it's another two-handed lefty.
Yep. And got all 10. So he can max out at 173. Michigan State with Kalinowski, and he gets 9. And that's pretty much the end because Conrad and Purdue already have 153. So a low-scoring game, but Purdue is going to go up 1-0 on the men's side. Meanwhile, the Purdue ladies are putting up a nice game.
They really
staying
are.
Clean through the first 8, 147 through 7 with that strike up. and they are pounding Michigan State. Up by 47 plus. (173-147). Purdue men taking that 1-0 lead in this best of 5 championship match, which could turn into championship match is if Michigan State can come back.
And it looks like both the Purdue varsity women's and men's team beat Michigan State this first game.
Yep. Michigan State's women can max out at 180, and Purdue's already got 177 in the bank with Allie Herder, I believe, coming up in the 10. Yeah. It's hard to see. Everybody's packed in there really tight.
And it looks like to our left, the Ohio State men's JV1 team beat the Purdue JV1 team.
So spare for Sachs to start out game 2 for the Boilermakers. And Cameron Mitchell with an open.
And it looks like on the JV women's side, Michigan State beat Ohio State 157-151.
So Nate Patton I don't think that's Nate Patton. I think they switched their lineup. I think that's Brasheezen, who took 3 off the right and then another 3 and has 15 after 2 for Michigan State. Purdue, 46 after 3, going spare strike open. There's JPK 0907 saying, "Boiler up. Let's go, Purdue." And clapping his hands as they're up in both the men's and women's category here. Michigan State's women go with a lineup change, putting in Julie Masternak for Abby Barton. And Purdue's women's team starting out with a 201.
A clean 201.
Yeah.
And Michigan State's off to a slow start again this game for the
3
men's side.
consecutive opens, and that one went dead left. A 1-3-8-10. Purdue picking up the pace. Sachs will go after a 6-10 leave. Don Masternak says, go Julie, go MSU. And they need to start filling some frames here. Another open in the first for the Lady Spartans. And Purdue also leaves an open frame in the first. And there's another open. Man, they're coming in bunches now. So 102 through 6 for the Purdue men. Kalinowski for Michigan State hits a strike. They aren't out of it. They've got some work to do here, but they're behind the pace of Purdue, which gives them a few frames to work with here to claw their way back into this. And there's a 5-pin. And that was Krupinski. And an open for Cameron Mitchell, excuse me. So 6 frames into game 2 and only 1 mark for the Michigan State men. And I don't care who you're bowling, that's not going to put you in a position to win.
Nope.
10-pin for Brasheezen. On the women's side, marks also hard to come by. Strike for Claire Zahara. Spare there for, I believe that was Riley Fritchley. So the Purdue men maintaining a lead of right around 40 or so. There's a strike for Castro. Three strikes for Conrad in the 10th would put them at 202. And when I spoke with him between their matches coming into the semifinal between Michigan State and Penn State, he said that the difference that he's seen with this team compared to the other Purdue teams he's been with is that they are big picture thinkers. They get along really well, and that is really key to what has got them off to just this incredible start to this season. Just selfless and focused on the task at hand. Everybody's in it for the team. No drama, no egos, just laser focused on getting team wins. All right. Kellogg Racing says, go green, let's go. And Amy Hansen, 4067, says, thanks for Purdue JV1 updates 2, boiler up. There's a spare for Cooper. 99 through 8, the spare up in the 9th. They max out at 149, and Purdue's got game 2. So a 2-0 lead for the Purdue men.
Yeah, 1 game away.
A game away from a championship. And since they haven't been beaten in the course of the bracket, now you think of what really was a tall task coming in for Michigan State, and you think, geez, they need to win 3 consecutive here and then 2 more consecutive on top of that. Or 2 out of 3 on top.
2 out of 3. They need this one for sure, though.
Yeah. Yeah. These next 3 would be all elimination games for them.
Yep.
So John Lucas Francis going in for the Purdue men. He'll sub in for Alfrey.
And to give an update on the men's JV side, looks like Purdue JV is going to even it up 1-1 here. Winning 190 to 168.
And I can't really see it, but it looks like Ohio State's women are going to lose to Michigan State's women again. Because they were already down 1-0, right?
Yes, Michigan State won that first one on the JV side, women's JV side.
So Brasheezen strikes for Michigan State, and the men have now gone spare strike. Purdue spare open, so it's an early lead for the Michigan State men,
Yep.
and you know they're thinking about it on every shot now.
Yep. And looking at the women's side, it looks like Purdue women's are going to be up 2-0.
Yep. Yep, they have shut out the Spartans, and they are now 1 win away from taking what would be the first championship match if they win, because they'd need to beat Michigan State twice.
Yeah, Michigan State with an early double. I think Ohio State can double on the women's JV side. I think it's 125 and then 105 in the 9th. And here comes the first shot of the 10th frame. So they'll need a double in one.
No, left to 310.
But they still can tie.
Yep.
A spare and a strike to tie.
All right. So Michigan State, meanwhile, on the men's side, put one in the ditch.
After a big double, too.
Unless that's... No, that's right. Okay. And just set a world record with that spare conversion. But, yeah, that's... Boy, you think of the pins that were lost coming off 2 strikes in a row. And, you know, all day today, I thought about that. A lot of low counts coming off strikes or doubles.
Yep.
And it's tough because you're on a tough shot. It's a grind. There are a lot of low counts through the course of a day like this, but when you're coming off a strike or a double, it hurts twice as much.
Yep.
Conrad connects, coming off that split from the Purdue men, and back in the mix here. Sack's a little light. He'll have the 2-5 to deal with. Nope. It's going to be Michigan State's JV women going up 2-0.
They sure are.
And just one. Even the spares become a challenge on something like that if you're, you know, trying to hook it at it or even back it up.
Yeah, they're definitely challenging. You have to be very smart about it, or you can just throw straight at them.
Mm-hmm. But then you leave something like this, like Cameron Mitchell just did with the 5-pin in the back. And as much as you'd like to throw it straight at it,
I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave the 5.
So now you just really have to throw a good shot.
Yeah.
It takes 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's some insight from Zach. He says Mount Prospect uses Kegel's new Bowlero red oil, which is similar to fire oil. So 105-6 for Michigan State's men's team, a strike in the 7th. Purdue with a spare in their 8th has 104-7. So they're trailing, not out of it yet, but they've got some work to do. They probably need some help from the Spartans to claw their way back into it. Not getting it there as they put up another double. I think that was Patton. Purdue getting in there. That must be Lucas. No, Castro. I think from the beginning of the tournament till now, everybody has grown about 6 inches taller.
You might be right.
Either that or I'm 6 inches shorter. That's also a possibility.
Now you're sitting in a shorter chair today than you were yesterday.
Okay. Conrad in the 10th, and he left a 6'10". So they can go spare strike for 164. Which they're not shut out. But I mean, Michigan State would really have to collapse to fall below 164. So 158, they basically just need count. And it'll be 2-1 Purdue, assuming they can get some count here. There you go. So it'll be Michigan State getting that game back from Purdue. .163 for the Purdue men. Still hold a 2-1 lead over Michigan State. But facing elimination, they had a good start to that game and now are just a little bit closer to getting back into this. .176 for the Spartans. And I'm sure these guys who are probably used to averaging 210, 220, 230 have got to be scratching their heads thinking, man, 175 games to win these matches, and
Absolutely.
And it's just tough to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a spare shooting fest.
Mm-hmm.
If you as a team have a good spare shooting game, you will win all of these matches.
Right. Great shot there from Caitlin Bosco. Okay. A 2-5 for Chloe Hickland in the Purdue women's 7. And there's a strike for Krupinski coming off that split in Purdue men's first frame. Meanwhile, the Michigan State men starting out with a spare. They're scrappy. They will not go away.
Correct.
Cameron Mitchell hits a strike in the 7th, and it's an early lead for the Spartans. And an open. So now 2 out of 3 frames for the Purdue men now are opens. And Michigan State jumps right on them with a double in the 2nd and 3rd.
And on the men's JV side, Ohio State needed 8 in the fill to win, and they struck.
Okay.
So I believe they're up 2-1 on
Right.
Purdue JV1.
Keith Boileau, 5970, says boiler up. Just like that, you get a strike from Lucas. No, Castro.
Gabe, yeah.
Lucas missed a spare. Castro got the strike.
Michigan State comes out hot.
Yeah.
This is the
That's
first
Aiden
first
Cooper.
game they've come out hot in this set
This
so
match,
far.
yeah. Kalinowski has the 5th for Michigan State up high, and he's got a 6-7-10. So the string ends at 3, but I mean, you look up and down this house, I'm sure any team will take 3 in a row on this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On the women's side,
It's a close one.
it's pretty close. Purdue has missed back-to-back spares, and they have 119 through 9.
And Michigan State just left a washout in the 9th.
Yeah.
And they would be
1-2-8-10.
yeah. But Purdue bowling first.
Yep. There's Herder. She's got a 3-6. Did she pick that up?
She made it.
Did. Wow.
That was a huge spare.
Yeah. No doubt. Holy cow. And that got them both. Okay. So they can still get 139 out of this, but really with any kind of count, Michigan State's going to survive.
Yep.
But yeah, we're talking much differently about this if she doesn't pick up that washout.
Absolutely.
So Michigan State so it's if Herder can let's see, you get 8. That would force Jacobs to get the spare. And she only got 5. So now she doesn't even need the spare.
Yep.
They've got it.
So Michigan State's going to hang around.
Yep.
Similar story. Similar story, but different because Michigan State is still in the winner's bracket coming here. So
So now it's 2-1 Purdue women over Michigan State women. Lucas with a spare. 1 on the Michigan State side.
Coming off the spare.
Coming off a spare again. You just think of all those pins that are thrown by the wayside, and I believe that was Patton. Or no, I think that's Cooper. Is that Cooper? That's up. Lincoln. Berkheisen.
There we go. Now we got it.
Berkheisen. Well, we've got it if we can remember that.
Berkheisen. Next year we'll ask for phonetic spellings from all the players.
So that leaves them at 138 through 8.
But Purdue also with an open and at 138 through 9.
Okay.
So still a frame ahead is Michigan State.
Yeah. All right. So Abby Barton back in the leadoff spot for Michigan State's women. As she leaves a 10-pin. Man, I tell you, with all these Michigan State teams around, I've asked her so many questions. We talked to her after they sent Ohio State into the losers bracket. Seemed very nervous, but interviewed well. I mean, with all the Michigan State teams around, I'd have her in the booth if she wasn't bowling.
Absolutely. Well, and then on the JV women's side, the last match was JV 1 versus JV 2, both Michigan State.
Yep.
So 3 women's teams and a men's team represented today for Michigan State, all in the championship match. We're coming away with a lot of hardware regardless. And a big spare from the Michigan State men's.
Yep. I think that must be Cooper. That's even bigger. Kalinowski has put up some huge shots when he's needed them. And a 6-pin for Conrad. And that'll do it. Michigan State has tied this thing up at 2 apiece.
They sure have. So either Purdue's going to win this one, and that'll be it for the men's varsity division, or Michigan State will take it, and then we'll have a best-of-3 match against the same teams on the same pair.
It's remarkable how they just find their way back in.
Yep.
You know, so many times. So many times you've thought they're dead in the water.
Yep.
And they find a way. They just find a way. And I mean there's something to be said about that. Purdue's an incredible team. And you can't ignore that. You can't ignore what they've done in this tournament up to this point. But Michigan State is they just, they know how to win these matches.
They find a way.
They find a way.
And good start for Michigan State.
Could say Coach Mooney is less than pleased with the spare shooting.
I don't think a single coach or team here would be pleased with their spare shooting today.
That's true.
Today or yesterday.
Yeah.
The team as a whole. I think that there were a couple individuals that have made most of their spares, but
It just becomes so much harder when you have this many to shoot at.
correct.
Yeah. Kapinski, who's a solid 9. So each team with an open in the first 2 frames. And Michigan State follows it up with a strike. Carrying a high hit there for Rikeisen. There's a strike for Bosco. Purdue. They had a couple opens in a row, and she came through with an X. And a double. A strike from Chloe Hicklin. There's another one. Up high. I think that was the 6-pin that stood. And it just, it dribbled down. And it's just kind of uncanny how they found some of those breaks match after match. And I brought that up with Conrad when we were talking, and he said, you know, I can't remember an event that I've won where I haven't caught some breaks here and there. It's just, you have to have some of that.
Absolutely.
And there's 3 in a row for the Spartans. Castro. And he's got a 6-pin. And that one's up high for, that was Patton, who left a 3-6. But it's hard to see that when you're bowling against a team like that, but it's out of your control. You can't let that rattle you.
Absolutely.
Two-pin for Conrad. And a 10 for Mitchell. All right. So Purdue's women can go spare strike for 176. Michigan State can go spare three-bagger for 178. And she missed that spare, so it's 137. Open for Burkeisen on the Michigan State side. Meanwhile, Purdue's men starting to stack up those marks. 101 through 6 with a strike in the 7th now. They might have something cooking here.
I'll come up.
It's best of 3 next time, right? Yeah. And then do we go to a new pair? Do we get practice?
Same pair. I'll come over in time.
Okay. I'm curious about it. Do we get practice or not?
Since it's on the same pair, we used to just change this pair.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I've got a
That one jumped up, left him with the 310.
That's all I'll ask.
I'll give you guys. Because you guys can research.
Okay.
So it'll be like 8 shots.
8 shots on.
8 shots on.
Okay. They really like that one. Probably wasn't how he drew it up, but the result was. And the Purdue women get game 4, so they win 3-1, and we move on to another championship match. All right, Kalinowski coming off back-to-back opens for Michigan State. He's got 159 through 9. That one went left. He's left with a 139. So they can max out at 179. Meanwhile, Purdue with 150 through 8 and a spare up in the 9th. So to get to 179, they really just need some count. Will be Jack Conrad in the 10th. And that'll do it. Got 178 out there. As Kalinowski misses the spare. So Purdue takes that one as well. So they will win 3-2 and take the men's championship. So congratulations to the Purdue Boilermakers. It was a back and forth affair with Michigan State, but they did it. They hung tough, 188-168 in that last game, and they took care of business, got in there and won the match, stayed undefeated through the bracket, and come out men's varsity champions. JPK0907 says, go Purdue and boiler up, boys. So a Big Ten championship for the Purdue men. Their first one. They've been close. Ohio State's had wins here in the last 2 years. At least I think that was their first one. Double check that. No, they did. They won the first one. They won in 22-23. But Ohio State has had the last two, and now Purdue. Winners in 25-26. Perhaps we can get Coach Mooney over here to share his thoughts. And a terrific run for Michigan State. Keith Buelo says, congratulations, Purdue men. Solid day, Jack Conrad. Love ya. And JPK says, go Jack Jack. Love mom. So Jack's got the support. And looks like the women will be practicing and engaging in their next match.
So So on both the women's sides, they're changing to a best of 3.
Yep.
They're staying on the same pair, but they get 8 shots as a team on each lane.
Okay.
So they get to decide how they want to divvy that up.
Sorry. Can I see retail on the low end?
If you go like 1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I still need to grab the banner off 3 and 4.
Okay.
But I can figure that out. But
Is this the final match?
yeah, these are the last one. This one still goes. But then if you want to use
I know, right? Anything for now?
I'm just throwing out.
How many buffer lanes do you want now? I think I have 6 lane buffer right now.
With them on that.
No, without. So I'm 6 on mechanical right now, where we're not seating and then party coming in, so I need the other 2. So.
All right, as the women are practicing, getting ready for that second match there. If I can find myself here. Yeah, we've got Coach Mooney from the victorious Purdue Boilermakers. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Feels good.
This is a title that has eluded you guys for a couple of years.
Yes.
So it's got to be good to get back into the winner's circle. What does this Big Ten championship mean to you?
It's tough. It's a tough one to win because usually it's in tougher centers. When we used to bowl in Detroit, that center was tough. This one's tough. So if not everybody's on the same page, pair to pair is really difficult here. So it's important for us to win this one because we want the power points, which we ended up qualifying third. But to get the trophy for the Big Ten is, we're Purdue. We want to win everything. We want to be the best at everything. So we want to keep every Big Ten trophy we can. It's important for us to take the trophy home.
Yeah. You go through the 5 traditional games yesterday. You have that incredible match with Indiana.
Yeah.
And you fall a little short. And you end up being the 2 seed going into the bracket.
3.
The 3 seed.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your message to the team going into that? You know you're still among the top teams in the field.
Yeah.
But deep down you want to be on top.
Yeah. Well, when it comes down to it, we don't worry about what anybody else is doing because it really doesn't matter what they do. And in our world, it's if we do what we can the best, nobody can beat us. That's how we feel about it. So in qualifying Saturday, we threw reactive, we tried to play in the track, we tried to do what the other teams were doing because at the end of the season we can't throw urethane.
Yep.
But like I said, it's important to us to get the trophy. So we put 180 on our purples, and our goal was to turn it into a spare shooting contest, which usually we're really good at. This weekend, I don't know what happened. It was literally the worst I've seen in years from us. It was incredibly bad, which is why most of the games we lost, you can go look, we have a couple 9-outs or 8-1s and just should have made them, and we lost by less pins than what we would have if we made the spare. So I didn't really, like I said, the pattern was tough. The paired pair is tough. So we have a lot heavier ball roll than most of the teams here. So we had a lot of trouble playing on the track with reactive. So we thought if we can't do it, we're going to make it to where it's hard for everybody. So we just chalked up our purples and hit the head pin, try to make spares.
Yeah. And, Joey made a great point when I said, I kind of heard you comment about the spares, and I said, it looks like Coach Mooney is just not happy with the spare shooting. And he said, I don't think any of these coaches are happy with their team spare shooting. And I said, when you have to shoot at this many of them, it makes it really flipping hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's part of what we were hoping is we practice spares a lot. And like I said, up until this weekend, we've been really, really good for the last few years, which is why we've consistently gotten better. We've won more tournaments, been ranked higher because we make our spares. And then that's most of what bowling is. You're not going to win tournaments by making spares, but you sure can lose them by not making them.
Yeah.
So that's, usually our pride is making spares, which is why we were okay with grind fest. 180s, 190s. Like when I was in college, shooting 190s is a pretty good game. So that's what we were hoping for.
Sure. Especially in the Baker system.
Yeah.
You come into today, you start winning matches. We saw the end of the match with Penn State.
Yeah.
That was pretty close at the end.
It was real close.
You were able to survive and kind of get the long break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what'd you do during the break? What was your message to the team then?
During the break, we just mentally reset. We knew we were going to have the long break, so most of us went our separate ways. We went and had lunch. We came back. I took a nap in my car because driving home in the snow after this, and basically we were just like, we'll meet about 30 minutes before we start. We'll start mentally prepping, then go ball surface, get ready to come back, take care of business after that. So really, just a mental break. So that way, it's not too long of a day.
Okay. And then the semifinal happens. Michigan State takes care of Penn State.
Yeah.
And you get to the championship. You run out to the quick 2-0 lead.
Mm-hmm.
Things look good. And then things start looking not so good.
Yeah.
What happened?
We just missed spares. We had one game. We had 4 mismakeables there that we lost. I think we had a 9-out, a 8-1. Well, we had a baby split, which should be a makeable, basically. And it just, it's tough. You're going to lose games. It's going to happen. But it's more of keeping the foot on the pedal, staying aggressive, and knowing that the more games we get, the more likely we are to win. So it's the longer formats we like, and it's just never worrying about winning or losing the match. It's just about doing the best I can in this moment. Like throw this ball the best I can, and whatever happens after that. If you think about the long term, about all the outcomes, then you're in trouble to start.
Yeah. You think about the things you can control, and you did end up beating these guys pretty soundly at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched, and these guys just found a way, match after match. Yeah. They would lose a game here and there against teams like Nebraska and Penn State, but they clawed their way back in, got a few breaks here and there, made a bunch of spares, got past them. And it looked like that was kind of the MO in those, those 2 games that they got you guys on. What can you say about a team like that that's just scrappy and seems to have that will to win?
Yeah, well, after we were done bowling, they were, obviously upset, and they were in their huddle. And I went over and told them, I was like, you guys lost the first round, 0-3, and then you fought every single match after that, and you clawed your way back. You made it to the finals. Every game you lost, you barely lost. Like, it was 3-2. You guys have nothing. You should be proud of yourselves for making it back to this point, because you bowled phenomenal. Like, obviously, they're a bunch of fighters. They're hungry. They want it, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to see people that don't just give up. They keep fighting. Whether you win or lose, as long as you leave everything out there, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. I want to switch it over to the picture here. We'll keep talking if you can spare the time, but they're about to start the women's second championship match. Of course, the Michigan State crew was in the same situation you were in, where they have to be beaten twice. However, the Purdue women won the first championship match, so this is going to be a best-of-3 final. Tell me about this season. I was talking to Mr. Conrad earlier, and he was telling me some of the differences that he saw in this team versus some of the others that he's been on.
Yeah.
You've been so steady and so terrific through the first half of this season.
Yeah.
What do you think has led to all that?
My younger guys aren't scared anymore. Realistically, so this probably is the most talented team I've had, but they're not a bound ahead of my last couple teams. But the freshmen I have and my sophomores I have this year, they're not afraid to be great. Because what I've run into in the past is whenever we get into hard situations, my younger, whether it's they know how they're feeling or they don't, but there's a lot of pressure. You come into a good competitive team, there's a lot of pressure to prove yourself. So it's like, hey, I belong here, especially when we have, we can take 8 on varsity, and I have three or four people that rotate in and out. So the bottom people always feel like they have the pressure, even though they really shouldn't. But they always think, if I don't do this well, if something happens, then he can leave me at home the next time. This year, my younger people have been okay with my system. They've been okay with moving in and out. I think that's a big part of the difference, because, we've bowled 2 tier 1s and we led qualifying at both of them. We lost in the finals of the match play of the first one, but bowled phenomenal. Bowled great in match play. We just ran into a buzzsaw, and we got 0-3. It was rough. And then second one, we lost the first round of match play. We just didn't bowl well. But overall, it's just them being willing to go out and do what's necessary to be the best at the tournament. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah. Conrad mentioned, he said, these people are big picture thinkers. They don't have egos. There's no drama. Yeah. They all get along. We, just are focused. We have that intense focus on the team wins, the team concept. The rest kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I've been, this is my 7th year at Purdue. That's what I've been trying to get, because that's why I came from a really good team at McKendree. And it's because we were like basically a family that win bowl tournaments. And that's what I've tried to get here. Now, Purdue is a much larger school than what I came from. We have maybe 3,000 on campus at McKendree, and there's 50,000 on campus at Purdue. So it's a little bit more difficult to just be in the same place at the same time. And I'm not saying they have to do everything outside of bowling together, but the closer you can become as friends, the better it's going to be, especially whenever we get a group like this. And Jack said it very, very well. There's 0 ego problems this year, even though we have several people that were the stars of where they come from. And when they go back home, everybody knows them. They come here and they just want to see each other succeed. They want to succeed, but they want the guy standing to the left of them, the guy standing to the right to them succeed too, which has made my job so much easier, so much more fun. It's been great.
Yeah. So what now? You get to take home the big trophy.
Yeah.
And, plow your way through the snow. But,
yeah.
But how about bowling-wise in the program?
Yeah. So are you asking like what we have coming up basically, or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
what are we going to do? Well, Tuesday, we're going to spend 2 hours throwing spares because that's our next practice. And then after that, we have Vegas, which is 2 tier 1s. And we really would like to keep our ranking status. This week's going to hurt us a little bit. I know we really shouldn't be thinking about that too much, but we performed very well at tier 1s. So we're going to go out there and try to do the same thing. And traditionally in Vegas, we perform really well. We make both match plays, and it's a lot of fun. So we'll get through that, go through break, and then just try to make some spares the second half of the season.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Sure. Yeah. Always the goal, and
Yeah.
always a big help. Also the support. You've got people in the chat, cheering you on the whole way.
Awesome.
Kamaniara says boiler up. JPK, who I believe is a Conrad relative, boiler up all around.
Yes.
Woohoo. They're really happy that you won this championship, and I'm sure you
Yeah,
are too.
That's one thing I should mention is our support system outside of the bowlers. Every tournament we go to, we have 10 or 20 family members, and they're all great. We don't have any parents that are a drag to have around. Everybody pitches in from top to bottom. We're a club team, fully self-funded. We pay for everything. We don't get any support from the school at all, except for practice time at the center, because we have a center on campus and they allow us 4 hours a week, and they allow the students to come in bowl on their own every day for an hour if they want to. But other than that, we get zero. We don't get transportation from them, or we don't get hotels, any funding from them. So having a support group like that behind us is awesome. I couldn't be happier about it.
Well, hopefully some folks from the campus are listening.
Right.
Maybe they can help you out a little bit, or at least send my good friend Lindsay Varamis your way.
Yeah.
And, maybe, make some videos with you guys or something like that.
Sounds good.
But, yeah, Coach Mooney, it's been a pleasure to watch you guys, and congratulations, Big Ten tournament champions.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Safe travels back to Indiana.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And there he is, the Purdue Boilermakers, the varsity champions on the men's side, and they took care of business against Michigan State. And just a terrific team. They are a threat to win every tournament they enter. They're disciplined. They've got the pedigree. They've been a great team for years, and now you've got younger guys who, in Coach's words, are not afraid to be great. Now, we're into the women's second match. I believe this is game 1. The 6th frame, I believe that was Bosco who hit the strike for Purdue, a spare from Jacobs on the Michigan State side, and now you have Chloe Hickland in the Purdue 7th, up high, and is going to leave a split there. Tyler Bowles wants to know, when is the JV1 final? And on the men's side, I believe he's talking about the one that's taking place right now. You've got Purdue JV and Ohio State JV. They are practicing right now. So I believe, and I'm going to have to ask Joey, who is just running around doing something. Whichever was the loser's bracket team must have beaten the winner's bracket team, and then they go final with that. In fact, I'm sure it's probably in the bracket, so I could take a look here. But yeah, so you've got Purdue JV 1, Ohio State JV 1, and so this would be an if necessary, yeah. Okay. Kaylee Christensen taking care of the spare there on 19. The Purdue women, 122 through 7 with a spare up in the 8th. On the Michigan State side, 94 through 6 with a spare up in the 7th. That would be Haley Beers. No, I'm sorry, Kenzie Swartz in the 7th. Beers to take the 8th frame. Gonna put this a little bit closer in. Hopefully that's a little easier to see there. Allie Herder in the 10th frame, 245, 157 through 9 with that 7 count. Michigan State not out of it, but they need to start stringing some marks for sure and maybe get a double in there for good measure. They've got 113 through 7, spare in the 8th. They hit the strike in the 9th. And that was Abby Barton getting a really key strike there. As Herder takes care of the 245. Lily Jacobs will have the 10th. She can get him to 193 if she punches out. And she leaves a 4-pin. And that will mean that Herder will just need some count. That'll do it. So 176 for Purdue. And I believe that was game 1. So a 1-0 lead for the Purdue women. They took care of the Michigan State women in the first championship match. Now it's a best of 3, and all of a sudden Michigan State is facing elimination after going undefeated in the bracket. So Casimira Thorman 8416 is asking for a JV women update, and that is the Ohio State JV1. They are the champion. They defeated Michigan State JV1 in the final of that one. And again, you can see all the results in all the brackets by going to higherbarbowling.com/big-10-championship. And I'll put that in the comments, or in the live chat, I should say. And I'll just call it results this time. I've been calling it scores throughout, but you can find all the brackets with all the results and scores throughout the tournament. Got some lineup changes for Michigan State as they put Claire Zara in the leadoff spot. She leaves a washout. Purdue sticks with what got him here with Caitlin Bosco picking up the spare. And Chloe Hicklin taking the 2nd and the 7th. You bet. Thank you for watching. And if you're out there taking a look at the coverage, I certainly appreciate it, whether it's live or on replay. And I would certainly encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can be among the first to know when we go live, be it for long-form interviews, tournament live streams, recorded content. We do tournament live streams or long-form live interviews pretty much every week. As Chloe Hicklin puts 10 in the pit for Purdue. It's absolutely free, easy to do if you have a Google account. And certainly helps me continue to make content and support bowling-related endeavors. And of course, a big thank you out to everyone involved with the Big Ten Championship. It's a thrill to be a part of such a great tournament. And just really appreciate the opportunity to come back and do this the right way this time. And there's a 10-pin conversion from Swartz. And 2 off of the 2-4-5 for Kaylee Christensen. So there's an opportunity for the Spartans. And that one goes light and leaves just the 2-pin for Haley Beers. A 1-0 lead for the Purdue women in this best-of-3 second championship match. And it's the second one because Purdue came through the losers bracket and defeated Michigan State after Michigan State had gone undefeated through their part of the contest. And of course, now that I answered that for Casimira, now I see Ohio State and Michigan State going again, so maybe there is a second championship match. So there is a second championship match for Ohio State JV. And Michigan State JV. Didn't look like that in the bracket, but maybe I just didn't move it over far enough. I don't know. It says JV1 champion. They're practicing to my right, so it still could be that way, but not right now. I guess Michigan State still has a chance. So a double for the varsity Spartans. And the answer from Allie Herder of Purdue. The Michigan State contingent is definitely starting to crowd around the women's team as they get deeper into this contest with Purdue. And there's a 10-pin for Bosco. And an open for Michigan State. As we get into the 7th frame, and Kenzie Swartz. She goes up high and leaves a 4.67. So opportunity awaits for Purdue and Chloe Hicklin in the 7th frame. She gets all 10 to drop. So 8th frame. Beers put that one to the left and has 5 left standing. And just gets 2 out of them. So now 109 through 8. As Purdue takes down the 2-4-5. And now it's getting to be desperation time for Michigan State as they are down 1-0 in this best of 3 championship match with Abby Barton up trying to mitigate the damage, and she goes high pocket and puts them all back. And Riley Fritchley, 137 through 8, a strike in the 9th. Meanwhile, Michigan State can punch out for 169. And it looks like they need them all, because Purdue would just need to go strike spare, or spare strike rather, for one to be in the 170s. But that one went way left. And just a 5 count, but on a strike. Not any worse than anything else, really. Here's Jacobs. And that one got away from her as well. 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 6, 8, 10. A 5 count washout. And that could be it. Purdue University is the women's varsity champion after defeating Michigan State in a best-of-5 first championship match, and then going the distance again in a best-of-3 they are going to take the Big Ten championship for 2025-26 on a 163 final game to win this match 2-0. And that'll do it. Handshakes all around. And it's a double shot of Boilermaker success here in suburban Chicago, as both Purdue varsity teams get the job done. When you look at the road back through the losers bracket, it's a tough road, but they got in there and they got the job done. A tremendous effort for Michigan State on the women's side as well. Purdue, last year's champion, as you can see, they won it for the first time in 24-25, but they came right back and defended their championship. And it may not have been pretty early on, but they made it count at the end, and that's when it matters. 163-135, and a 2-0 victory. JV match is still to be decided, but you've got the Purdue Boilermakers with a hearty celebration on the varsity side, because they've won both the men's and the women's varsity championships here at the 25-26 Big Ten Championships, brought to you by Storm Bowling and H5G. And much like their men's counterparts, they've got the ladies in a huddle and kind of breaking things down as they emerge. Hopefully we can get a word. So lots of spares had to be made to get that done. They shot at a lot of them, but in the end, all good.
Hey!
Bring all your friends over here.
Hello!
No.
Where are they? Where's everybody?
Yeah.
Where are we at? We got her. Where's everybody else? Caitlin!
Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin. Who else? Who else we got close by?
This is part of the fun of being champions is you get to do this stuff, right? Right?
Yeah.
So how does it feel? It's pretty cool.
It feels
isn't
pretty good. I mean, we came back and defended our title from last year.
Yeah.
So it feels pretty good to take home another win.
Little different route than you wanted to take, I'm sure.
I think we just wanted to bowl a little more.
Yeah.
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 But
Tell me about what it was like competing on this shot.
Oh,
Certainly didn't look like it did on paper, did it?
No, yeah. Well, I would say my favorite saying, we're not playing how, we're playing how many.
Yep.
So even though the shot is ugly, it still looks great up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So-
But lots of spares that you had to shoot at.
Yeah.
Allie, I get the feeling that maybe, and you might want to duck down a little because the frame
Come
is.
sit.
Well, you could sit too, but I get the feeling that this is kind of a relatively new thing for you, maybe being in the anchor spot?
Yeah, I mean, this year especially, I've been bowling almost the whole time, like a lot more. Like I haven't been sitting on the bench as much, but yeah, I'm only a sophomore, so I haven't had that much tournament experience in general. But now this tournament, my look was a lot better, and I was throwing way more consistent shots in general.
Okay.
So it gave me a good opportunity, and I was way more consistent on spares as well. So it was definitely a little nerve-wracking because it was one of my first times, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I could help the team.
Yeah. Caitlin, let's talk about Coach. What was he telling you guys through the process? What was, what were you focused on? What did it take, to win this thing?
He told us to focus a lot. Just making our spares was our main goal. I mean, it's out there is what he says all the time. So just believes in us all the time. He has so much faith in us. It's insane. So when he gets upset about shots that look really good and then stone 9 or whatever, I mean, he believes in us so much that it's just, I mean, a
Very
great
passionate.
experience. Yes, he's extremely passionate. So,
And why do you think that is? I mean, you're out here winning the championships. You're bowling well. Maybe Kaylee has that answer. Yeah, you got to have a first believer, right? It sounds like Coach is it.
Yeah, he really is. Okay. He really is our first believer. He comes in and he's like, I know you guys can do this. I just want to see you do it and put it on the lane. Throw the ball, put it out there, do everything we learn in practice and just execute.
When you won that first championship match, you knew there was going to be a second. And what was the thought process? I mean, is it just, okay, keep doing what you're doing, or was there something different there?
Keep doing it and just keep on the high streak and just keep fighting for it.
Okay. Does it feel any different to be done now, and having gone through all the games, having grinded out all those wins? It's just watching it back here is kind of mentally exhausting.
Yeah, it can be, and then it takes a couple minutes, and then it's just all the relief just washes over, and it's wait, we just won that, and now we're doing it. it was a lot of waiting for matches, so it's good to be like, we're done. Like, we don't have to wait for another match, and we can just relax.
Yeah, yeah. What is the feeling? And maybe Allie, you can come back. Yeah, come back. What's the feeling on campus? I mean, you guys are winning championships. The men are obviously having a spectacular season. I mean, this is like a renaissance of bowling on Purdue, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, last year the girls were really close to making sectionals, and then we didn't. And then the guys, obviously, they made it, but they were one spot out of making it to nationals. So this year has been really exciting for everybody. And I mean, we're seeing the improvement just within PowerPoints, but we're also seeing it physically. And same with the guys. We have a bunch of freshmen that are doing amazing. So I don't know. It's really exciting. I don't know.
In the water?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have people being recruited all the time. We have people visiting all the time. So I think they really enjoy seeing our program. And it's also nice that our school is so, like, it's prestigious a little bit. So it really, people that are academically put that in a, like, they find academics more important than sports. It's really appealing for them. And those people can still be amazing bowlers. So, yeah.
For sure. Prestigious a lot bit. We'll say that. And amazing bowlers for sure. But congratulations. This is a great championship on a really tough pattern. And be proud because, you see all the teams that tried and aren't in your shoes. So that's an accomplishment that you should really be happy about. Even you, Chloe.
I'm excited. I'm so glad we won.
Yeah. It was fun to watch. And, have a great time celebrating this and travel safely home back to Indiana.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. There they are. The champions, Purdue women, winning this thing once again, defending their title in grand fashion here at Bowlero Mount Prospect. So, a double win for Purdue once again. Fun stuff as the other matches carry on. You've got JV on both sides right now. And we'll kind of stick around here as they finish up. And we anticipate those to be wrapping up somewhat soon. We can get to our presentation of awards, which will happen at the conclusion of these events. Let's see if we can get our bracket up there somehow.
That's what they said last night. I said, oh no. my spears.
I don't know if this is the greatest vantage point of the JV championship, but it's about as good as I'm going to be able to do. Here from where I can stay plugged in. This is Ohio State JV1 and Purdue JV1.
Yeah, they needed to double in the 10th frame to win.
I thought it said Ohio State JV1 champion in the bracket.
Probably.
Yeah. And someone asked about it, and I pulled it up. Oh, good as very good. So, thank goodness they won.
All the way down.
Is this going to be on 17 and 18? So this will be the final game of the men's JV1 between Ohio State and Purdue. Ohio State's women wrapped up the women's JV championship. Their anchor bowler needed a double in the 10th to win, and she got it. So all that's left to be decided now is the men on the JV side, and it'll come down to one more game between Ohio State and Purdue. So you've got Purdue in the foreground here, and Ohio State off to the left. They're on lanes 13 and 14. A win apiece. It all comes down to this.
Hey, do you want a Gatorade?
That guy too. Go right in front of the pins. Got 15 guys find the pins. That was a 4-bagger for Purdue. Meanwhile, Ohio State had 3 consecutive opens to start the game. They had a couple strikes. There's a split for the Boilermakers, but I believe that was Will Shepard who just covered the spare in the 5th and imploring his guys to keep it going here. It's not a done deal yet, but they really need to get some strikes going. There's another X for Purdue. And he left a 10 pin. They still have 205 out there. They can convert and strike in the 10. 215 even. Ohio State has 85 through 6 with a strike up in the 7th. And that strike for Purdue means Purdue would just need a spare to at least guarantee a tie. If he hits a strike and then just keeps it on the lane or behind the foul line, it's all over. Okay. So he covers this up. The 4-7, it would be 205. And Purdue is going to do it. So again, the Boilermakers celebrate as they take the JV1 men's title. So a whole lot of Purdue going on here as we get set for the awards presentation. For Ohio State, just kind of getting out of the way right now. But it's Purdue on JV men, varsity men, and varsity women, and then Ohio State junior varsity women, your Big Ten tournament champions for 2025-2026. We will have your awards presentation coming up in just a little bit here. Ohio State University. So Purdue's men's varsity, women's varsity, and JV men getting the hardware. So many Boilermakers, you can hardly get them into the frame. Oh, they need another one. So there you have it. The Purdue varsity men, varsity women, and junior varsity men taking top honors at the 2025-2026 Big Ten Championships. And for the JV women, it is Ohio State winning the first junior varsity women's championship in tournament history. We'll add them all to the record books. And congratulations all around on some tremendous bowling as they tear down the banners on the masking units and put them away for another season. But fantastic bowling all around for our champions and certainly for our runners-up. Michigan State and Ohio State on the JV side. Michigan State men's and women's varsity and junior varsity women. And thanks to everyone who tuned in. Really appreciate you taking time to watch on a snowy Saturday in Chicago. And if you like what you saw here this weekend, please like these videos, subscribe to the channel. There's all kinds of good stuff in the past archives on this channel and, of course, in the future coming up. But for now, we're going to call it an afternoon and tear this thing down, much like they're tearing down the banners over there. So from Mount Prospect, Illinois, and thanks to great sponsors like Storm Bowling, H5G, and for the staff here at Bowlero Mount Prospect, and of course the organizers of the Big Ten Championships, I'm Andrew Pfeffer from Bowling with the Pfeff. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you next time.
Thank you for watching Bowling with the Pfeff. Pound the like button and subscribe button. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. Bowling with the Pfeff is brought to you by Chip Magnet. Raise your snack standards.
Jerry's Score More Bowling Supply inside Wagner's Lane. So Eau Claire, Wisconsin area's leader in bowling products and services since 1988. And Visionary Video Hub. Video with impact.
Email bowlingwiththepfeff@yahoo.com with questions or to appear on the show. You can also reach out on your favorite social media platform.